Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Lexi and here I like to talk about luxury beauty. Today we are going to be taking a look at some of the new items from Violette FR. If you are not familiar with her, she is actually the creative director now of Guerlain as well. I've absolutely been loving everything that she has put out since she has begun that position, but she also has her own makeup brand that she launched last year. So you can buy things directly from her website. I've tried a few things. My first order, there were things that I liked formula wise, but I didn't love the colors. Second order, absolutely loved everything. Like, I'm fairly obsessed with this, which is one of her liquid eyeshadows. They're called the Yo Paint, and this one here is Surratt Dew. So I really like this. This is what it looks like. And then she just released a new one of her Petal Bouche liquid lipsticks. So I have the original, and it has changed a little bit from the first time I purchased it. I purchased it right like the first day that she launched her line. And this applicator here allows to get more precise coverage without, like, my original one, it kind of like too much product went on at a time, even when you were wiping off the wand. And so it was just really hard to be neat with it. That's not true in this case. You'll see that during the application, but it's a really great formula. It stays put, it's matte, it's meant to look like a rose petal. And the original shade is this gorgeous red. And then this new shade here is this pink. So this is called Cœur Infidèle, and really beautiful. So we're going to be using this as well. She has a set online where you can get the Boom Boom Milk, which is an all-in-one lotion spray that you can use kind of as a moisturizer, as, let's see here, what else does this say to use it as? Yes, it's a minimalist dream skincare routine. It's a toner, serum, and moisturizer in a bottle. So you just shake it and spray it. And this was my first time using that. So the set includes this, your choice of Petal Bouche, and your choice of one of the Yo Paint. So I picked a new shade here. This is one of her original shades that I hadn't tried. This is Cuivre de l'Aube. And yes, so we have under 7 minutes to create this makeup look using these products along with some others. So let's take a look at that, and I'll talk about these products and my thoughts as we take a look at the demo. So I started off by spraying the Boom Boom Milk. And as I said, this is the first time that I've used this, and it's a nice moisturizer. It actually works well as a moisturizer. Now, in this particular application, I should have let it sit on my skin a little bit longer before adding the foundation on top. It was just a little bit too wet. But I think this is like a really nice hydrating spray, and I think I'm going to really enjoy using this, especially if I put my skincare on in the morning and then I wait a little while before putting on my makeup and I kind of want to refresh it. This is a great way to refresh that moisture in my skin. So I think this is going to be a really nice product. I will test this out more and give you guys an update in a later video, but it's pretty cool. So this is 100 milliliters or 3.3 ounces, and it is going to be made in the USA. So really cool. You have a plastic bottle as a spray. You can see from the demo here that the spray it's not a fine mist, it's an actual spray. So it shocked me a little bit. And then for foundation, I went in with the Sisley Cushion. This is the newest form of the Fido Blanc Le Cushion. I wear shade 00C Swan, and I love this foundation. It's incredibly expensive for what you get though. I still can't decide whether I can recommend it or not just because of the price, but formula wise, it is beautiful. It's gorgeous on the skin. It's my favorite cushion foundation ever. I have to say it's a really nice product, and they have refills at Selfridges, but I have not seen them here in the US, so I'm not sure when those are coming. For applying the foundation, I am using the new Chikuhodo T13. I love the T or Takumi series from Chikuhodo, so this is their newest brush. I've used this a few times now, and as you notice, mine is shedding. So I don't know. I need to wash it, I guess, a couple more times. I've already washed it twice. I've been playing with it for a couple weeks now, And I love the actual brush. The density is incredible. It works great for foundation. It works well for like cream products on your face in general. I love the way it feels, but the shedding is, I wouldn't say it sheds a lot, but it does shed more than the ones I've had recently. Now, when I'm talking about shedding, that is most likely loose hairs that are in here because of the way the brushes are created. All of the bristles are hand placed in the brush. So it's most likely just brushes that were not bundled in, not something that is necessarily a defect. If it were a defective brush, I'd see like half of my bristles falling out at once or something like that. It would be much more dramatic. So I'm not worried about the quality of the brush. I just need to get through this shedding part. But you will notice during this demo that I do have some hairs on my face from the brush. But overall, the shape and everything, I really like that. So I'm gonna wash it a few more times, and then we'll feature this again at a later date as well once I kind of get through that and make sure that everything's holding up and it definitely is just loose hairs. So for blush, I decided to try the Petal Bouche on the cheeks, and I thought the best way to do this, because it is a pretty intense color, was to mix a little bit of the Boom Boom milk in with the lip product, and I think that worked really well. It created this really beautiful pink serum for my skin. It went on nicely, it blended in beautifully, and the lip product's matte. The Boom Boom milk has kind of that hydrating, glowy quality, so it gave it a really nice finish. I really liked it, and I don't feel like I need highlighter on top of this because it has such that dewy vibe to it. So I really like that. You can also apply the Petal Bouche directly to the cheeks and buff that out if you want something more intense. But for me, I think mixing it with the Boom Boom milk is a great combination. For the eyes, I wanted to play with the new shade that I picked up in the Yo Paint, the Cle de Peau, and I was originally going to kind of put this copper shade on the inner and outer edges and have a line of the Scarabée door going down the center. I thought that would be really pretty. But when I started putting on the Cle de Peau, I ended up really liking it on its own. So I kind of ended up putting that all over the mobile lid. And then I lined the eyes with the Scarabée door. Now, I kind of messed up a little bit and made one eye thicker than the other, so I decided to just go with it, make it a thicker line, and then just sort of blend it out before everything had completely set. So there's a little bit more of that transition, and I really like it. Now, I have to say these two colors kind of remind me of like 70s like kitchen colors and furniture colors and stuff. So I don't know about you guys, but I know my parents, I've seen pictures of, you know, my dad wearing clothes in these colors. I've seen pictures of like cabinetry and stuff in these colors. So that's kind of what it made me think of. But I feel like all that stuff's kind of coming back right now, and I like the color combination. So overall, I have to say these Yo Paint, these are probably one of the best liquid eyeshadow formulas that are out there. So if you find colors that you like, these are definitely worth getting. They are fantastic. You can use them as eyeshadow, can use them as liner. You know, they just really perform really well, and they hold up well. Like the original ones I bought, you know, it was last summer, I believe, when this line launched. Those are still like, there's no signs of them like drying out or anything like that. So everything is performing well still and has seemed to have been really well sealed in the packaging as well. For eyelashes, I'm curling my lashes with the Rephr eyelash curler, and I really love this curler. When you buy this, it actually comes with 5 refill pads, which I thought was really nice, but just gives a really nice curl to it without pinching your lashes. So it works really well for my eye shape. Again, eyelash curlers are definitely gonna be personal. It's really dependent on your eye shape. But I think this is a pretty good one for a lot of people. So definitely check that out sometime in the concept store. I think the sale is still going on until the end of the week, and this has just restocked. So I think that would be a great time to check it out if you're interested. For mascara, I'm using the new Esom Cosmetics mascara, and I really like this one for giving like volume. It gives a little bit more of a dramatic vibe, which I think goes great with this more bold eyeshadow look here. For brows, I'm using the Surratt Expressioniste Brow Gel, and I'm using the light brown shade. And I think this is a really nice brow gel. I've been really using the Dior one a lot recently. I feel like the formulas between them are pretty comparable. It's more so just whether you prefer this more like toothbrush style from Surratt, or if you prefer the spoolie style from Dior. And I have to say I like both of them. So I think it's a really great formula. And you know, this has been one of my staple brow products for years. The color one came out last year, but the clear one's been out for a very, very long time. And I always have that on hand. Now the Petal Bouche on the lips, you can see with the applicator here that this one applies much better than the original did for me. If you're interested, I'll leave that video linked down below so you can check it out. But that one was a lot more difficult to get precise, and they have since altered that. So if you're interested in that color, you know, definitely pick it up. It's totally worth it. Now, formula wise, I do find, you know, I don't find it to feel dry on my lips, but I do find repeated wear of these can be slightly drying to me day after day, but not like, you know, traditional matte lipsticks. You know, I think matte and velvet lipsticks have come a long way recently, but this definitely doesn't, you know, it's definitely not as drying as other brands I've used, and it gives a really beautiful look. I think the best part is that your lips really do have that velvety appearance of a rose petal. Like nothing else that I've used gives quite the same appearance. I think it's really perfected in that area. And I love this new pink color. This is definitely a great pink for summer. And, you know, it's typically when you see these brighter pinks, you're seeing something like really, really bright, but not quite like as wearable for everybody. I feel like this pink kind of really bridges that bright fuchsia pink with a more wearable pink. So like the tones of it just make it a little bit more classic versus bright, if that makes sense. So what do you guys think about my under 7-minute look? Let me know down below in the comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, please be sure to subscribe and share this with your friends. Let's take a look at some swatches of what we use today. So here's the Boom Boom Milk. I'm just gonna spray this let's spray it right here on my hand. So you can kind of see the actual spray and how much liquid comes up. And definitely want to shake this first, but it doesn't really have like a scent. I can't smell anything. And it feels like a light moisturizer. It feels really nice, but not greasy. So I really like the texture of this. Definitely interested in playing around with this more. And just one more thing that I wanted to mention. I just checked the ingredients, and the Boom Boom Milk is vegan. I think the others actually are as well. I don't see anything that is an animal product listed on the Yo Paint or the Petal Bouche. And I know I saw something about them working really hard to avoid using carmine. So I believe those are vegan. Double check if that is something of interest to you. And I just wanted to give you a quick update on the product sizes. The Boom Boom Milk we covered was 100 milliliters or 3.3 ounces. Again, it's made in the US. The Yo Paint are 3 grams, also made in the US, and the Petal Bouche is 3.5 grams more. As I mentioned, the Sicily foundation, this is a go-to for me. It does come with a puff, and I like the shape of this because it does have this angle here, which allows you to get under the eyes and everything. But honestly, I prefer putting it on with a brush. It's just my personal preference, but it's a really great foundation. Let's take a look at the Yo Paint that we use. So this one here is the Cuivre de l'Aube. And you can see it's definitely a true copper. It's got, you know, a little bit of that burnt orange in there, but it's definitely like a bright copper shade. It's almost like if you look at brand new copper that's super bright, this would probably be like a little like in the aging process before it turns green, of course, but you know, it's not brand spanking new that bright, that more yellow copper. So you can see like a little bit of kind of that burnt orange in there. And you can see this one is a shimmer shade. Now in this formula, they have shimmers and mattes. I tend to really like the shimmers. So this one here is Scarabée d'Or, and I absolutely love this shade. It's a go-to shade for me. I wear this one quite a bit, actually. And here is the Cur Infidel. And here's the wand. And let's put this right here where we had it before. And you can put this on lightly. You can see here that this really doesn't budge. Some of the glitter will come off, but the actual color really kind of, it doesn't really feather out on your hand or anything. So, well, on your eye. So you can see here though with the Petal Bouche, this is matte. And if you want to get more of a soft pink, just put a little bit on or even mix it with something to put on and you can get this really beautiful like pink flushed lip look, like a blurred lip look. Let's take a look at the other shades I have. All right, so this is the original shade in Amour Feu. And here's the wand. You can kind of see how this looks. Let me show you this one here, which is, you know, it's a similar shape. You can see this one's actually a little bit more narrow than the original. But what's different is, see how much product comes off? And you saw I actually had to wipe this one off. So, you know, inside a lip gloss or a liquid lipstick, there is a little like plastic piece that it, you know, scrapes off of on the way up. This is definitely more pronounced in here. You can feel it even just pulling it up. It's a little bit tougher to pull up. So it's taking off more product, which makes it a little bit easier to use. So can see I'm getting these all dirty from my hands, but really great product. Let me swatch the Amour Feu. Look at that red. I mean, this, it's like Sleeping Beauty red, you know, like that blood red. It's really pretty. And I mean, notice that it doesn't really fade out to get too pink. There is some pink in there, so if that's something that you don't love, you know, there is a little bit of pink in there, but it's pretty close to neutral with a little bit of pink in the undertones. Now, for the Yeux paint, I have 3 more shades. This one here is one of the first ones I picked up. It is called Bleu de Minuit, and this is another one of the sparkly shades. Let me put this one up here at the top. Now, I have to say, I thought I'd really love this shade, and I like this one, but I don't love it because it like shears out and has a little bit more of that like grayish base. So it's just, I wanted it more opaque, more like Scarabée d'Or, but blue. So just something to note there. Now, they have recently released a blue in the non-shimmery version, the matte ones. And this one here is called Ciel de Nuit. So this one I love. This came out with Scarabée d'Or, and look at that. That's like a true midnight navy shade, and there's no sparkle in there. It performs really well. I love this shade. So really, really gorgeous. And then to do, this is one of the matte shades as well. It's the taupe. It's just a little bit warmer than I personally prefer, so it's not my favorite shade. And I'm hoping she comes out with like a taupe shade that's a little bit more like, for example, like the Sicily Eye Twist in #1, or something a little bit cooler in tone and a little bit lighter as well. So I hope this was helpful. And if you haven't tried Violette FR yet, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you are a fan of the recent things that have been coming out from Guerlain. Her new line, her own personal line, is really fantastic. Her products are really well thought out, and she's really paid a lot of attention to details. And I think that's one of the most important things. So I'll leave everything linked down below in the description box, as well as my other videos using her line, so you can check those out. But you'll see, originally I wasn't as impressed as I am now. It's really become a line that, or a brand that I've really grown to love. And my original frustration was actually mostly with this, and you know, the colors that I picked were not my favorite. But this has really, you know, it's been fixed. I absolutely love the way that this new one applies. And I think next time I order, I might have to, I don't know, I want a new applicator for this one. I don't really want to waste this though, so I don't know. But so if you are ordering from her website, which again is the only place right now to get Violette FR, But definitely take a look at any of the sets that she has available because you can get the products at a discounted price through the set. So it's definitely worth it. And I really am happy with the set I picked. And one of the great things about the sets is you can still pick which colors you like. I personally am a huge fan of that because I can't stand it when I'm going to buy a set and it has like a color of something I already have. And then it's like, well, then I can't get the set. So very happy to see that they're still discounted price to get the items and you get to choose them. So great deal. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you've tried this brand and what your thoughts are, and I will see you very soon. So have a great day. Stay safe and healthy.